Good everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing day. So today, what I'm going to do, right? This is the last two legs of the series. I would say. I just want to briefly talk about the data modeling. Although I do understand that, right? It's an experience cloud certification, and data modeling is kind of related more on the Salesforce side, the real org side, but it's still very important that you kind of understand a data modeling because otherwise how are you going to build a solution, right, if you don't have a clear understanding of the data model. I presume that if you have taken an admin course, you would have some basic understanding. So the first thing first, right, when you go to this object manager, you will see a lot of objects here. There are a lot of out-of-box functional standard objects like accounts, you have contacts, right, and um, opportunities, leads, right? These are standard objects, but sometimes you might want to create a custom object, right, to fulfill your business requirement, and you might want to build a relationship between a custom and standard object, maybe in the form of a lookup or master detail, even or the roll-up summaries, right? This is a kind of a typical relationship you should normally go after. Or you can also do sometimes what you do, you create a junction object and create master to master relationship, right? The junction can have. Uh, so that's one thing you can do. But sometimes, what might happen is that you might have to, uh, show that information in a visual form, right? Because if you are an architect, right, or if you're a consultant, if you're attending, if you're building a data model, most likely what will happen, you might have a data team or a data architect, right, who may not be a Salesforce expert, but um, they'll be working on a Microsoft Server, SQL Server, or Oracle, or maybe other technology right now, right? So I just really don't want to talk about the NoSQL here, um, or Dynamo DB, right? I'm not talking about the non NoSQL database. I'm just talking about general stuff, right? So they might say, hey, show me the diagram, right? So you can use Lucidchart, or you can build it using a lot of free tools out there, right? We use Lucidchart, so I use Lucidchart a lot. Or if you really don't want to build a tool, build a diagram, or if you're really interested to just to view how the stuff looks like, and there is something called Schema Builder, what we have in Salesforce. So you can use that. So you can see that here, Schema Builder. So if you go here, um, I mean, I don't normally use this one. I mean, some, but it's quite popular among admins. So it's a useful functionality, right? Good to know. But just thought I might show you, right? So if you can see that these red lines here, these are the required values, and you can also drag and drop different objects here, right? And if I say clear all, right, everything gone. I wanted to add account, right? It's just always a trouble for me bringing this stuff here. All right, this is account. See, it shows the relationship here, right? Um, one to many, many to one kind of stuff, right? And then you have contact, right? And then you see the account. Oh man, this is two down. Come on, where is it? Right? And then I just bring it closer to account. See one to many relationship. So you see one to many relationship means that one account can have many contacts, right? So something similar, if you wanted to view in a visual way, you can do that using Schema Builder, and you will get to have a better understanding of how two objects are related, right? These are two standard objects, but just an example. You can also do that for the custom object, but like I said, I don't really use this one much. This is all right. I mean, if I wanted to have a quick look at the data model, it just kind of give me a very, quick, easy view if I really wanted to go that route. Otherwise, what happens normally in a project, right? Uh, you will have the ER diagram put in place by a data team, or by an architect. So it's easy for you to go and have a look. At least the place where I work, that's how it. We have a lot of um, diagrams and visual representations put in place. So if you as an architect or if you as a consultant, if you wanted to have a look at it, you can obviously go and have a look at it and just get a detailed uh, view of how the objects are linked to each other. So yeah, I thought it's an important topic to talk about it. You may not get asked perhaps any questions around it, but you know I do get it, right. A lot of things in Salesforce cross over with each other, like different certifications. Well, I might have one component from there, one element from there, one element from there, which is great. I mean, it's like, it's a one platform, right? They have different components on top of it, and you pick and choose whichever you wanted to get certified on. So right now we're talking about Experience Cloud, and in Experience Cloud, you need to know your sharing model, which I discussed briefly, and I even demonstrated how to create a sharing rule, right? So yeah, I would assume you know how the org by default sharing works. What is a uh, um, criteria-based sharing, ownership-based sharing? I'm not going to cover that. Assume that if you're taking an admin course, you already know those things, right? Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much I wanted to cover in this course. Um, so next episode, I'm going to talk about a few question and answer. That's pretty much it. Then we are done with the course. And if you've been following along, and if you've been doing some hands-on using Trailhead, and then I'm pretty sure you are good to go for certification. It's not really a difficult certification, I would say. Just remember one thing, right? Just because you got certified doesn't mean that your learning stopped there, right? You might revisit this topic perhaps 6 months down the line, and because you might got a project where you wanted to implement an Experience Cloud SI, right? So you can always revisit, right? And my courses, like I said, most of them are free, right? Because I don't make architect course free, right? Because architect course needs a little bit more effort. And I mean, I'm not saying this doesn't need effort, right? I mean, there are people who make paid courses for, like Platform Dev 1 or Platform Dev 2. Uh, it needs a lot of effort, but I just wanted to make those courses free. So I did it free. Um, and Yeah, and after this, I was planning to do MuleSoft, but then I decided I'm not going to do MuleSoft at this stage. I'm going to do LWC course, and before that, I'm going to do some tiny flow stuff. I wanted to teach you guys how event-based stuff works in Flow, right? Using platform when like publish subscriber stuff. Something I use it and I built it right as a part of a project. So something I wanted to share with you guys, and not exactly the way I built it, but just the concept, how easy to build it, and that kind of things. And I understand that MuleSoft is a pretty amazing technology, and I have done some Mool work. I don't often get to work on Mool because when you work on a Salesforce project, you got a lot of stuff going on, right? And then when I don't have much work, I just go and ask the Mool team, hey, give me some Mool task. So depending upon the workload, I do get to work on it. So I have experience working on a MuleSoft as well. So I will do a series on the MuleSoft this year. I will see when, because I have to do LWC, and then I'm gonna travel to Europe. I'm gonna spend some time in Europe this year. Um, so spend some time with my partner's family and brother-in-law. Just gonna travel around Europe a bit. Just gonna stay a bit longer there, and I'll work from there. Fortunately, I can work from anywhere, so which is the advantage. So yeah, so I will see when I will make the Mulsub, but I'm gonna make this year, right? Not next year, but I'm gonna do Mulsub this year, at least the developer side of things. And yeah, so if you have any other certification which you want me to do, just let me know in the comment below. And also, I have one more request, right? You might have taken my course, or you might be planning to take my course, um, um, free course, right, on my YouTube playlist, right? If you see anything outdated, just let me know. I will update it. I often don't get time sometimes to look at it. Uh, so I often try to keep up to date my course. That's the one of the commitment I did, even though if it's a free course. But if you're after, if you like my content, if you think my content is good and helping you, if you wanted to take an architect course, then you can go to my inspiratesolution.com, which is um, inspiratesolution.com. You can go to my site, you can buy the course. Most of the courses are free, but if you wanted to, internet is a bit slow, guys. My apologies, it's raining out. We had the shit cyclone that hit us, so internet's kind of a bit slow. So if you wanted to take my architect course, it's just $35. It's not much. 35 New Zealand dollars, not the US dollar, not the euro, not the pounds, just the dollar, New Zealand dollar. So if you like my course, you're most welcome to take it. I often keep up to date, right? And I only sell architect course. Though I've been told you should sell, the course like CPQ and stuff, but I made it free, right? Because CPQ and I also teach a lot of free, like platform developer too is free as well, right? I've seen people charge in New Zealand. I'm telling you guys, they do. They charge a lot of money for this kind of course, right? Especially in New Zealand, right? If you go for a 2 days course, you're expecting around $3,000 to $4,000. So, and compared to that, you're getting a course for free, right? That's a pretty good deal. Or if you're paying the course, you're buying for $35. That's pretty cheap. It's like the price of like five coffees in New Zealand, given the inflation in consideration, right? And I've been told, hey, why are you selling a course so cheap? You know, yeah, because I made this thing so that I can help people, right? So it's just giving back to the community. And we didn't have. I know we got another trainer in New Zealand. I think Uh, she do live course something. I'm not sure. You can check it out. Her name is Amber. She does admin and other stuff, right? I don't do any admin course, um, there are a lot of admin courses out there. So I thought I just don't want to focus on admin. So I will do something else instead. So that's why I'm doing more architecture course, because when I was preparing for an architecture certification, there was none. So I thought, okay, I'll make, right. And even today, there's none, right. So and the key with the architecture, right? Most of what people get it wrong with that. They just assume that they take my course and then it will clear it. And when they end up in failing it, there were customers, right, who reached out to me. They cleared this cert using my course, which is great. And but those people actually spend time understanding why they wanted to do the course, right? And instead of asking how, their questions were like why. That's the thing you should be asking if you wanted to become an architect. And they were trying to build the scenarios. They were using Trailhead, different stuff they were using, and that my course just gave a tiny push to to take them across the edge. That's all my course is about. If you're relying solely on my course to win the battle, that's not going to happen. You need to have a preparation. Like, let me give you one more example, right? If you're going to fight a war, right, with an army, you need to have the training. You need to have a military combat training skills. Just because someone teaches you how to use different kind of weapons won't make you a good fighter. You need to understand the military tactics, different other skill set, right? So just because someone teaches you use a rifle, that's or a tank or different kinds of rocket technology, right? It does not make you a great soldier unless you don't learn the basic stuff, right? So so if I use the analogy, you need to do your own, groundwork before you go and take certification. That's all I'm trying to say, right? So yeah, so that's sorry for the long rant, but just wanted to make it clear, right? Because I often get questions, hey, is your certification, is your course enough for me to get certified? Well, it is enough if you have enough experience and understanding, right? Because just if you don't have any understanding, like for instance, like identity and access management, if you don't have any idea about IDP, how the IDP works, or what does an auth means, or what different kinds of flows, right? What is the token, right? Authentication, difference between authentication and authorization. If you don't understand any of this stuff, I'm afraid you won't pass the cert even using my course. You just need to get your groundwork done first, right? And if you feel comfortable, my course will give you a tiny push, right? Okay, I need someone to hold my hand to, to take me across the edge. So that's exactly what my course will do. It will not grab you from your house and walk with you, or drive you to your destination. That's not my course is about, right? And people can promise many different things. I've seen people saying, "I hero to zero." That's just a BS, right? It's not going to happen. If you don't have experience, if you don't have real life experience, it's going to be challenging for you. I'm saying, even if you clear it, when you're really going to work on an environment, if a customer sees that you're not very comfortable with what they do, what you're doing, and they will question why the heck you're paying that person $300 an hour or $400 an hour, eventually the person get fired, right? And in today's time, when layoffs are going on, you just need to be careful, right? Just upskill it, be passionate, learn it very well, right? That's all I'm saying. All right, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. You guys have an amazing Thursday today. Adios.